introduce myself, Hal Hawk, class of 81. Happy to be here today with you, and I just want to bring you my thoughts from the last 12 months. Unfortunately, we're not able to have the gala because of COVID-19, and we found our lives upside down. But despite the COVID-19, some things always remain constant, which is the JCU spirit. The qualities of our athletes and our students of character, competition, community, and commitment will always stand true. As old things we will hold in our hearts forever. Now more than ever, John Carroll needs our help, and we as alumni and former student athletes need to be there to help out. Please enjoy this video, and I'll be back at you real soon. Thank you.
At John Carroll University, we value winning in championships, but how you play the game matters. How you win matters. The bedrock of our university is and always will be our Jesuit and Catholic mission. This mission guides us in all things, including how our student athletes define winning and what success truly looks like. Our student athletes and coaches seek to be remembered as much for how we handle adversity as how we handle success. John Carroll student athletes are coachable, willing to learn, and humble enough to ask guidance and then work harder to better their craft. They respond this way because of the example set by JCU coaches. When I was being recruited as a high school senior by Coach Dick Mann, the longtime track and field coach at JCU, John Carroll was in last place in the OAC and had not won a track conference championship in 20 years. Coach Mann told me he wanted to build a championship caliber program at John Carroll that involved winning the OAC and competing on the national level. He told me he was going to accomplish this by recruiting the right kind of athletes with a focus on high character people. People you'll want to form a team with. People who will be great teammates. 4 years later, we won the first track and field conference championship in 25 years. This legacy is why so many former John Carroll athletes go on to run large companies, NFL franchises, civic institutions, and nonprofit organizations that tackle some of society's biggest challenges. There are companies in Cleveland, across our region, and around the globe that place a high priority on recruiting our student athletes because they know the types of men and women our athletic teams produce. High character is at a premium, and John Carroll University is a high character pipeline.
There's a misconception about the meaning of the word competition. Competition is not about trying to outperform or defeat someone else, and it's certainly not about watching others fail. To compete is to focus on self-improvement. It is about the joy of getting just a little bit better every day. To be competitive is to be constantly striving to be the best version of oneself. It is the desire for personal growth through sweat equity, and it's what separates us from the pack. Competition is necessary in sport and in life. It encourages the single most important trait a person can have, grit. A competitive mindset allows us to learn how to persevere when things get difficult. We all understand that in our pursuit of excellence, that there are going to be setbacks and failure. When we focus on competing and not solely on outcomes, we learn to push through those hard times. Those lessons serve us well, not only on the playing fields and on the courts, but also later on in our professional and our personal lives. The competitive spirit that lives inside of John Carroll Athletics is one of the driving forces behind the consistent success of our teams at both the OAC and national levels. We compete for championships here, and we do that because it's in our DNA. The student athletes and coaches at JCU are the type of people who set goals, lay out a plan, and work relentlessly to get better. The environment of excellence is contagious. The winning that occurs at JCU is a byproduct of the culture of competition and the development of grit. I'm forever grateful to JCU Athletics for helping me develop these traits and preparing me to chase my dreams. I am so proud to call myself a Blue Streak.
John Carroll truly became a complete athletic community when women's sports were added in 1970 under the leadership of Dr. Kathleen Manning, the godmother of women's athletics at John Carroll University. Women's sports began modestly before eventually thriving at John Carroll. But those first years were tough because I was on one of Coach Manning's first basketball teams here at John Carroll. Women's athletics have gone on to create an incredible extension of our athletics community, and I'm so proud of that collective effort more than 50 years ago. It took all of us to launch women's athletics. I can still remember the IBG and ICHI fraternities helping set up the gym before our practices, and Father Birkenhauer's unwavering support, which helped usher in future generations of female athletes at John Carroll. Because of this dedication, women like me have gone on to become leaders, not only in athletics, but in our chosen careers after graduation. More recently, this John Carroll spirit of community was on perfect display in 2019, almost 50 years after Coach Manning helped establish women's athletics at John Carroll. The women's basketball team won its first OAC championship, the first in school history. A thrilling three-pointer with 1.7 seconds left clinched the title for the Blue Streaks. This historic moment was even more memorable because of what happened once that final buzzer sounded. The mix of students who stormed the court were members of the men's basketball team, football players, soccer players, softball players, other members of the student body. They were all there to support each other because that's what Blue Streaks do best. We are a community.
Commitment is exemplified by our actions. Our expectation is that the individuals who comprise our teams will be fully committed to prepare and compete with character. We also hold ourselves accountable to nurture the whole person and commit our support to every student athlete in balancing academic, personal, spiritual, and athletic growth.
My father, Tony DiCarlo, was all in for this mission and for John Carroll University. Despite opportunities to leave and go elsewhere, his commitment to stay was rooted in a love and deep appreciation so many of us feel for our alma mater. And our athletes remain some of our most passionate and dedicated students and graduates.
Our family is one that spans generations of Blue Streaks and remains committed to JCU. We do so because we believe in the institution and believe in what it can always be, a place where young people learn to become champions on the field and in their lives.
Student athletes, many of you competed at the Division III level for the love of the game. As alumni, we express our commitment by staying engaged, involved, and supportive of the place that has shaped our lives. Our current and future student athletes, they stand on our shoulders.
On behalf of the DiCarlo and Name families,
including my mother, Rita DiCarlo,
thank you and onward on, John Carroll.
As the Senior Director of Athletics, I have been honored to carry on JCU's tradition of athletic excellence. The character, competitiveness, community, and commitment of our student athletes, coaches, alumni, parents, and fans is inspiring. During this time, all of those traits have been tested, and we've needed to draw on them time and time again. We need your thoughts, advocacy, prayers, and support as much as we ever have before. Please join us in our efforts to make the next century of athletics at JCU even more successful than the first.
In closing, I hope you enjoyed the video. Despite the fact is that we didn't have the gala, we were successful in raising the money. Perhaps a little short of our goal, but there's still opportunity for you to give back. JCU needs your help now more than ever. Now more than ever, not only in fundraising for athletics, but fundraising for scholarships, the Carroll Fund, and recruitment of new students. It's going to be the athletes, the alumni, and John Carroll people that help us do the things we need to do going forward. Please, hook on the link below, and please donate today again. Go Blue Streaks, and good luck and stay safe.